Chapter 5. Conducting background checks, ensuring trust and integrity. You've identified promising candidates, conducted insightful interviews, and now you're on the cusp of inviting new leaders to join your board. This next step, conducting background checks, is a fundamental act of stewardship. It's about ensuring that the individuals entrusted with your organization's mission, finances, and reputation are indeed individuals of integrity and reliability. Think of it as a vital quality control measure. Just as you meticulously oversee your programs or manage donor funds, verifying the backgrounds of potential board members reinforces trust with everyone your nonprofit touches, your staff, volunteers, donors, partners, and the very community you exist to serve. This isn't about being suspicious, it's about being responsible. The heads up. Transparency is key. Before you initiate any checks, it's absolutely crucial to be transparent with your candidates. Inform them early. Ideally, your recruitment materials or the initial interview should mention that a background check is a standard part of the selection process for final candidates. Explain the why and what. Clearly communicate why you conduct these checks, to protect the organization and its stakeholders, and what general areas will be reviewed, e.g., criminal history, verification of key professional credentials. Obtain written consent. You must obtain clear, written consent from the candidate before conducting a background check. This is a legal requirement and a matter of respect. Reputable background check providers will require this. Assure privacy. Let them know how their information will be handled, who will see it, and that it will be kept confidential. This upfront honesty fosters trust and signals that your organization operates with fairness and integrity. Partnering for peace of mind. Choosing a background check provider. For most nonprofits, partnering with a specialized third-party provider is the most effective and legally compliant way to conduct background checks. These companies are experienced in navigating the complexities of background screening, especially for the nonprofit sector. What to look for in a provider. Experience with nonprofits. Some companies specialize in or have dedicated services for nonprofits, understanding their unique needs and often offering discounted rates. Compliance with laws. Ensure they comply with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, and any relevant state or local laws. Comprehensiveness. What types of checks do they offer? Can they tailor packages to your needs? Turnaround time. How quickly can they provide results? Ease of use. Is their platform user-friendly for both you and the candidate for providing consent and information? Reputation and reviews. Do your due diligence on the provider itself. Types of checks. Typically conducted for board members. Criminal history. Check. This is usually a cornerstone. It typically includes searches of national, federal, state, and county criminal records. The goal is to identify any convictions that might conflict with ethical leadership standards or pose a risk to your organization, especially if you work with vulnerable populations. Identity verification confirms the candidate is who they say they are, e.g., Social Security number trace. Financial background, sometimes. For roles with significant fiduciary responsibility, like a treasurer or finance committee chair, some nonprofits opt for checks that might identify bankruptcies, liens, or judgments. This is more sensitive and should be directly relevant to the board role. Professional credential verification validates education degrees, professional licenses, and sometimes employment history, especially if these were key factors in their selection. Sex offender registry. Check. Essential if your nonprofit serves children or other vulnerable populations. Examples of background check providers. Your manuscript mentioned several reputable providers, and these are good starting points for your research. Many others exist, so it's wise to compare options. Verified volunteers, now Sterling Volunteers, known for focusing on the nonprofit sector, often offering volunteer-specific pricing and comprehensive packages. Checker offers a modern tech-forward platform, often used for various types of organizations, including nonprofits. Good Hire provides a range of screening services, including more detailed checks suitable for leadership positions. Other national providers. Companies like First Advantage or HireRight also offer comprehensive services. Local options. Sometimes smaller, local screening companies can also provide excellent service. The process and general cost overview. Process. You, the nonprofit, select a provider and set up an account. You inform the candidate and obtain their written consent, often done electronically through the provider's portal. The candidate provides their necessary personal information directly to the screening company. The provider conducts the agreed-upon checks. You receive a report with the findings. Cost. Costs can vary significantly based on the provider you choose. The comprehensiveness of the checks. A basic criminal check is less expensive than one including financial history and multiple credential verifications. Volume. Some providers offer discounts for a higher number of checks. General range. Expect to pay anywhere from $25 to $75 plus per candidate for a standard package suitable for nonprofit board members. Some basic volunteer screenings might be less, while highly detailed executive-level checks could be more. Many providers offer specific packages for nonprofits. Action point. Budget for this. It's a necessary operational expense. Get quotes from 2 to 3 providers to compare. Don't forget reference checks. While the formal background check is running, don't neglect the power of good old-fashioned reference checks. These provide qualitative insights that a database search won't. Who to contact. The references provided by the candidate, and if appropriate and with the candidate's awareness, perhaps a former supervisor or board colleague not listed. What to ask. Refer to your interview questions template for more ideas. Can you describe candidates' names' strengths as they relate to leadership and teamwork? How did they handle challenges or disagreements within your organization or board? Can you share an example of their commitment or reliability? Is there anything else you think we should know as we consider them for a board leadership role at your nonprofit's name? Would you enthusiastically recommend them for a nonprofit board position? Listen for nuance. Pay attention not just to what is said, but how it's said. Hesitation or overly faint praise can sometimes be as telling as direct criticism. Reviewing the findings. A balanced and fair assessment. Once the background check report comes back and you've completed reference checks, it's time to review all the information thoughtfully. Establish clear criteria. Beforehand, your board or nominating committee should have a discussion before reviewing reports about what types of findings would be disqualifying, what might warrant further discussion, and what would be considered minor or irrelevant given the passage of time or context. This helps ensure fairness and consistency. Look for red flags. Convictions for financial crimes, fraud, embezzlement, if the role involves financial oversight. Convictions related to violence or harm, especially if your organization serves vulnerable populations. Significant unexplained discrepancies between their application and the verified information. A pattern of serious financial mismanagement, if fiduciary duty, is key. Context is crucial. Nature of the finding. What was it? Time passed. Did it happen recently or many years ago? Relevance to board duties. Does it directly impact their ability to fulfill their board responsibilities ethically and effectively? A minor traffic violation from a decade ago is likely irrelevant. Rehabilitation, growth. If there was a past issue, has the candidate demonstrated growth, learning, and a period of good conduct since? Adverse action process. If necessary. If the background check reveals information that might lead you to disqualify a candidate, the FCRA has specific adverse action steps you must follow. This typically includes providing the candidate with a copy of the report, informing them of their right to dispute the accuracy of the information with the reporting agency, giving them an opportunity to explain or provide context. Reputable background check providers will guide you on these legal requirements. It's critical to follow these procedures to the letter. Making the decision. This decision should ideally be made by your nominating governance committee or a designated group, not just one person. Document your decision-making process and the reasons for it. The green light. What happens after a successful background check? This is the moment you've been working towards. All checks are clear, references are positive, and you're confident this individual is a fantastic fit. Extend the formal, unconditional offer. This is typically done via a formal letter or email from the board chair or chair of the nominating committee. Enthusiastically congratulate them and officially invite them to join the board of directors. Action point. This is where you would use or adapt your acceptance letter template. Send the board member agreement, if not already handled. Include the board member agreement, template 4, for their review and signature. This formalizes their commitment and your mutual expectations. Confirm their acceptance. Request their signed agreement by a specific date. Internal announcements. Once they've formally accepted, inform your existing board members and key staff, if applicable. Share some of the new members' background and why you're excited to have them join. Prepare for onboarding. This is the seamless transition to Chapter 6. Start gathering your board manual components and planning their orientation. Add them to board communication lists. Invite them to the next board meeting, even as an observer if it precedes their official start, and begin making them feel like part of the team. Why this rigorous process matters. A quick recap. Protecting your reputation. Your board members are the public face of your organization. Their integrity is paramount. Reducing risk. Proactive checks help prevent potential legal, financial, or ethical crises down the line. Building stakeholder. Confidence. Demonstrating due diligence assures donors, funders, and your community that your leadership is trustworthy and accountable. Fulfilling your fiduciary duty. As leaders, you have a responsibility to ensure the organization is in capable and ethical hands. Conducting thorough background and reference checks is an investment in your nonprofit's future stability and success. It's a testament to your commitment to good governance and to building a board that truly embodies the values you stand for. With these checks complete and your ideal candidates confirmed, you are ready for the exciting next step, welcoming them into the fold. Up next, Chapter 6. Successful onboarding, setting your new board members up for impact from day one.